building was designed by the developer, and we really looked at the building, the bones, and we decided that it was a building, but it didn't necessarily fit Barney's. And so we tried to just change the attitude so that the problem was already solved. What we were trying to do was add the poetry to it. And I think that's what we did. And what captured Barney's imagination is that was now the building, even though it was the same bones, same size, same mass, but now it had a different presentation to the public. The other is really dealing with the environment and understanding the simple things about how the sun works. And that for Barney's was important as well. What we tried to convince them of is creating a veil on the building. And that veil was really meant to seduce people to come in so you couldn't see everything from the street. But at the same time, it was also blocking the sun. So it had a dual function. You know, from Barney's standpoint, it was a way really to entice people to come in. But from our standpoint, it was a way to control the sun, but in hopefully a poetic way. And that's really, I think, where we can sell this to people is and convince people that it's important is that you're going in to buy luxury goods. The building should match that luxury as well from a craftsmanship standpoint, from a technology standpoint, from a material standpoint. And all those things combined can create a green building.
Last couple of years, I'd say at least 50% of the projects we do here in the city have some component of LEED, either LEED core and shell or the whole building. There's a big advantage to the permitting process here in the city of Chicago now. 50% of the project was the core and shell, and the other 50% of the project was the interior. So since we were LEED core and shell, it was the initial 50% of the job that we had to focus on to make sure we got the LEED points. The owner didn't have the in-house expertise to handle such a large project like this in the short time frame we had. So they outsourced the development management to DMA, and it was a really positive relationship. From the beginning, it was clearly a schedule-driven project. The tenant decided that he was going to accept the space on this corner here. He had to be in April of 2009. So back in 2006 and 2007, when the project was conceived, it was all driven by getting this tenant in the building by April of 2009. So it drove the decision-making process and the speed at which we had to move.
Like any project that you work on and you put so much of yourself and so much effort into, there's a great sense of satisfaction to see it come together and see the end product from an original idea that you were involved with from day one of meeting with the developer and what their desire was for this project. There's great satisfaction in seeing that end result project. And that's really what we bring to our clients, is that ability to take them through all steps of development, through architect selection, consultants, contractors, the entitlement process, construction. We bring an understanding of the entire design, construction, leasing, management process to every project. And we're able to look at it from many different perspectives in what makes a successful project. You know, it is not simply a pretty building at the end of the day that looks great. It's got to function well. It's got to be it's got to be sustainable. It's got to meet the financial requirements. Has to be on time, on budget, and high quality. Kind of all of those things that any project strives for.